Raw 4 TV. What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw 4 TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. So let's get to this, man. So Kevin Durant is a very insecure individual. He's very insecure. And I say that because even though I suspect that LeBron James is insecure too, LeBron is at least cognizant of his brand. He's at least aware of, who he is and what he represents. So his pettiness, which he obviously is a petty person. On the outside, at least, he tries to come across as above the fray and all that shit. But, his underlings and what they do and what they push would not be getting pushed if he wasn't cool with all this stuff. So we know what he's really about. KD is not LeBron in the sense that he's not the face of the league. He don't feel like he's beholden to keeping up with this image. They tried to do that with him earlier in his career. I think he tried to attempt to do that shit, but it's just not him. As he puts it, he wants to just go out there and ball and compete. But you can definitely tell that over the years, he's grown more surly. And I think it's aimed toward sports fans. And at least this is my interpretation. I think he resents the GOAT debate because he knows it doesn't really include him. And I think that he feels like he's slighted because of his championships, or at least many of us consider his fraudulent championships. And I think at the heart of the matter, he feels the same way. He just won't ever admit it. He won't admit it because let's all be real about this. When he won championships with the Golden State Warriors, did any of us feel anything other than, nigga, he was supposed to win? Now, I know Warrior fans were happy because there was more championships for y'all, but all the rest of us was like, okay, and you were supposed to win. It was even more of that anticlimactic feeling than when LeBron won with his super team. So KD's answer here on one hand, doesn't surprise me. But we all know that his actions don't line up with what he feels. So let me get to the meat of the coconut. So he was on this podcast. I forget the name of it, but I think Fred VanVleet is one of the co-hosts. All these players have podcasts. Now, I can't keep all the names of these podcasts. But he asked KD, what was more important, winning a championship or winning an MVP? And this is what he had to say.
What's more precious as a top guy, the MVP or winning a ring?
The MVP. It's one a year.
It's a select few.
Fuck when nobody say ring is incredible, and it's a great moment, great team accomplishment.
It's a team accomplishment.
There you go. But come on, everybody who wants to be an MVP.
For sure.
If you got a chance to become an MVP in this NBA, then I can see if it was an MVP per team. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Just one of
give
these.
me the ring.
Yeah, he been
It's
cooking
one
the
MVP.
whole time. Because the ring is so hard to get to that it's such a select few, but the MVP is even smaller of a
It's
list.
so small, and the ring is a lot that's out of your control with the ring sometimes. The MVP, you got a little bit more control in your hands when you got a chance to win an MVP.
Yeah. So it was brought up in the sense of trying to figure out where we at today now is
because we understood that this nigga was clearly lying. None of these details added up at all.
Okay, Katie. If you feel that way, if you've always felt that way, why did you leave OKC in 2016? I mean, you had already won an MVP in 2014. And on that team, you'd have been set up to still put up great numbers because, as we all see, playing with Russell Westbrook makes the players around him better. Kevin Durant won an MVP and scoring titles. If he's into the individual, then you were better off. It's hard to say in the past tense now, Russ, but you were better off playing with Russ than some of these other guys. You won scoring titles and MVP with Russ. Then when Russ played with these other guys, Bradley Beal, LeBron James, James Harden, Nikola Jokic, they all had career years. Well, some of their best years. Why did you leave to go to Golden State if it was about MVPs? You're lying. You felt the pressure to win a championship. You went to join a super team. You won 2 championships. But you know, and everybody else knows, that your tenure there has been discredited because they won a championship before you got there. And they won a championship after you left, which proves that you were not the decisive factor in those titles. You were just overkill. Not to mention the fact that I forgot the exact records, but I want to say it was something like this. In the games in which you were there, but Steph Curry was out, I want to say Golden State went something like 31-19. But in the games in which you were out, but Steph Curry played, I want to say there was something like the Warriors, I think there was something like 31-3. Because when we watched those finals, teams were still double teaming Steph. They weren't double teaming you. So no wonder you loved it there. That's why you always said, oh man, if I go there, it's going to be so easy. Yeah, because you got one guy drawing 2 defenders consistently, or you're on single coverage, eating it, eating it. Then when you went to the Brooklyn Nets, that failed. You went to Phoenix, that failed. Now you're in Houston. There's signs that you want to leave there. You're shitting on your teammates behind burner accounts. You've been doing that for years. So all you're really saying is that you're selfish. That's all you're really saying, Katie, is that you're selfish. And by the way, technically there's one champion a year. I know you're talking about individual, but I know this might be news to a narcissist, but there's still one championship team a year. And while the MVP matters, and it sure does, then why you guys are always shitting on Karl Malone? Why are you guys always crapping on Charles Barkley? They got MVPs. But the first thing I hear fans say is they won championship. If you talk about Allen Iverson, he won the MVP. Why is he not treasured more? People say because he didn't win a championship. So when it's self-serving, you'll say it's MVPs. But because, a lot of these dudes that's on these podcasts, they know that they haven't won a title, or the odds are they're never going to win a title. And a lot of these dudes today, they're self-centered. This is the negative effect of LeBron on the NBA. Yeah, I'm bringing him up because he's part of the problem too. Crying about ring culture. One year, this nigga crying about ring culture, and then the next year he's stacking the deck in Philly. Former MVP in Joel Embiid, a former Finals MVP in Jaylen Brown. Tyrese Maxey averaging 28 a game this past year. Then you got a guy who was third in rookie voting. And not that only that, you got the league to give you guys the easiest schedule. Almost 20 fucking games rolled off the season without facing a Western opponent. You don't play you don't play against the Spurs until March. You don't play against a real Western Conference opponent until January. But, whatever. This whole generation of basketball just sucks, man. That's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think, man.